Hello, my name is OliverWDahl, and if you know me online, chances are you're used to having a letter W in there. OliverWDahl. What's with the W? Well, it's my middle name, of course. What's my middle name? I'm not going to tell you. A, because it's more fun for me, and, well, B, society seems to needlessly put a shroud of mystery over people's middle names, and let's go along with it. You get 2 hints, Chicago Cubs and chewing gum. The inclusion of the letter W in my username may make you think that the letter W is my favorite letter of the alphabet. And, I mean, why not? It's kind of cool looking, and people look like they're about to kiss when they say W. But no, the letter W is my least favorite letter of the alphabet. My first reason is this. The name of every letter in the alphabet is only 1 syllable. Except for W, which doesn't even have 2 syllables, mind you. It has 3. Plus, it's the only letter whose name doesn't use the sound that the letter makes in the name. Although I guess H can be an exception, although the ch sound does kind of rely on H in a less basic way. So, I mean, we could rename W something like wub, woo, or something else really silly. I guess dub is frequently used in colleges and Volkswagens, but again, it doesn't actually use the sound that the letter makes, which needlessly bothers me. This nonsense makes the prefix for web addresses just ridiculous. www. That's 10 syllables. It could be 4 if we picked literally any other letter of the alphabet, or if we renamed W something that was only 1 syllable. That's 3 times longer an abbreviation than it is to say World Wide Web. Oh, and by the way, BTW takes longer to say than by the way. And W's very name relies on the existence of another letter, U. And in actuality, the letter W seems more frequently depicted as more of a double V to me, although the name more likely comes from its sound. But why not actually have 2 U's back to back and just call that the same sound? Then I guess in English, 2 U's make the oo sound like in vacuum, although like in German, it makes more of an English V sound, as in examples like the Venus of Willendorf. Regardless, the W sound in English is essentially 2 vowels smashed together. Why can't we just use 2 vowels instead and have 25 letters in the alphabet, an even multiple of 5? Water becomes U-A-T-E-R, wish becomes U-I-S-H. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, and then what's the deal with W's frequently being silent? Wrong, wrath, wretched, wrench. Would we be at that much of a loss to just lose the W altogether in these instances? The entire Spanish language gets away with it. Now, as many logical fallacies and linguistic follies that I've likely committed in my stream of ranting, the letter W has served some historical purposes, like distinguishing the different George Bushes. Well, I guess that was actually more of an H again. Okay, but for real. During the Salem witch trials, the only judge involved that never repented of his actions, John Hathorne, he gave himself and his lineage kind of a bad rap after people, came to the realization that hanging people for spectral evidence wasn't a good idea. By my book about the Salem witch trials. Anyway, they figured out that wasn't a good thing to do, so he wasn't really a popular dude. So a few generations down the line from John Hathorne, the Salem witch trial judge, Nathaniel Hawthorne was born as a direct descendant. He elected to change his last name, Hawthorne, and add a W, so that he could distinguish and remove himself from the associations that he'd otherwise have to this bad dude. The story is disputed, however. So there you go. The one time in history the letter W was kinda cool. I mean, and then there's in my middle name, too. But although, that really doesn't change my opinion of the letter W at all. It is still the worst. There you have it. I hate the letter W. What about you? No, the letter U is perfectly fine. I was asking what you think about the letter W. Oh man, alphabet's got me heated.
This episode is brought to you by the letter O, and not the letter W.
Because it's the scum of the alphabet.